Samir noticed her every morning. At the same cafe at the same table by the window she would sit quietly either reading a book or writing notes in a small notebook. She never looked directly at him, yet Samir always felt that she was watching him. At first he thought it was merely a coincidence. But as the weeks passed he began to notice strange details. Whenever he entered the cafe she would lift her eyes for a few seconds before returning to her book. If he missed a day or two she seemed to search for him with her eyes when he returned. One day his friend Mazen said to him, "Why don't you talk to her? It is obvious that she is interested in you." Samir smiled and replied, "I do not know, maybe you are exaggerating," but the truth was that Samir was afraid of rejection. So he continued watching in silence just as she did. Months passed and this strange silence between them continued. One evening while reading a book about Stoic philosophy Samir paused at a quote written by the Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius, "Do not waste your time wondering what others think, focus on your own actions." Samir felt as though the words had been written specifically for him. Suddenly he realized that he had spent months analyzing the glances of a girl whose name he did not even know while ignoring the only thing he could truly control, his own decision. The next day he entered the cafe determined to end his hesitation. But to his surprise the table by the window was empty. He waited a day, then 2 days, then an entire week, but she never returned. He felt deeply disappointed and kept wondering why she had suddenly disappeared. About a month later, while talking with the cafe owner, he casually asked about the girl. The man sighed and said, "Oh, you mean Layla? She moved to another city because of her job." Silence filled the air for a moment, then the owner added, "By the way, she used to ask about you quite often." Samir froze. "About me?" The man nodded with a smile. "Yes, she once told me that she wanted to talk to you, but she believed that a person should never force themselves upon someone else. She thought that if you were truly interested you would make the first move." That day Samir returned home filled with regret. But once again he remembered the teachings of Stoicism. The Stoics teach us that regretting the past changes nothing. What happened has already happened. The only thing we truly possess is the present moment. From that day on Samir decided never to let fear or hesitation control his decisions again. Because some people may watch you in silence and care about you sincerely, yet they may never contact you. Not because they do not want to, but because every person has their own inner battles, principles and fears. In the end, life rewards those who have the courage to take the first step.